Hi, Navy Wings here. So I'm sure you bought a Naväge just like me, and I really do like the machine. I like the design of it. I like the theory of how it works. I've used neti pots for a while. The thing I don't like is companies like this tie you into using a continual product, notably their salt pods. So they design the machine so that it won't work without these salt pods, because the companies like this believe that you are not able to mix your own saline solution, put it in the machine. Uh, Actually, they know you can. They just want a continuous revenue stream after they manufacture this. So I'm going to show you how to save some money and get around this. And believe it or not, the only thing you'll need is a pair of scissors. Matter of fact, you don't even need a pair of scissors if you don't want to use it. So here I have my neti pot, and you can see this. I got the top closed. I just did a treatment, and if I press the button here, as you can see on my neti pot, nothing happens. That's because I use this. Well, things like this have things that are called interlocks in them. If you look up in here, I'll use my scissors to show. Up top here, that little thing up here is an interlock. So what happens is this detects the top of the little crush pot. And when you go to push this down, this is a little kind of a one-way switch. It'll click into place. And that combined with the top closing says, I've got a salt pot in there, I can operate. So what happens is after it crushes, it's no longer there, or no longer able to push that little switch up into place when you close it. So what we have to figure out is, well, how do we press that switch if we don't have a salt pot in there? Well, there's a few ways. There's an easy way to do this. Is actually, you can see I don't know why I was doing this with a salt pot in there. You can see the switch better there. There you go. So there's that little switch up in there, right there. So what you do is you take your neti pot here and you put your finger underneath. And as you get it down to about here, just about closed with your finger up there, you can feel that. And what you do is you press it up and you'll hear a click and feel a click. Ready? I'm going to do that. Hear that click? It is set. The only thing you have to do now is continue to close it. And if you have an empty, I'll do that. Oh, you heard it reset once I put it up. Here's the empty salt pod. So you can use empty salt pod, and you put it right on top of there. Bring this down, and you go ahead and do your little click. There we go. Continue to press it down. And now you hear the machine operate. So there's two interlocks. There's that top one and there's another one. The other one detects that there's a salt pod sitting in the bottom. And that is done by, it's kind of hard to video this and do this at the same time. Down in the bottom there, if you look down in there, you'll see a little button down in the bottom. That little button down there, there it is. It's that little button right there. That combined with this up here, up on the top, when it sits, it detects that there's a piece of plastic between those two. So you need a piece of plastic between those two. You can use your empty one, put your empty one down there, bring this down and make it click, press it down, hit your power button, and it operates. Or what you can do is get a pair of scissors and you can cut this salt pod right here, cut the plastic off, so that all you have is the bottom rim left, and you can leave that in there and it'll work just fine. So here I take my rim that I trimmed off, and I'll just drop it in there just like that. Looks like there's no salt pod. Take my top, bring my top down, press the interlock in the top, continue pressing, go down to my power button, works just fine. So if you're tired of paying them a lot of money to invest in salt pods that you can mix your own salt solution and put it in the machine, That's one little trick that'll help you bypass that. Nice product, Naväge, but don't try to lock me into something that I'm your continuous revenue stream for.